Let's start with the biggest word here in the Kubernetes, the cluster. In our school analogy, the cluster is the school campus, where everything lives inside this campus: the main office, the school buildings, the classrooms, the students, the hallways, the lockers, and the rules. In Kubernetes term, the cluster is the entire environment where your application runs. It's not one machine, it's not one app, it's the whole system working together. So just remember this: cluster is the whole school campus. Now, inside this campus, there's the one building that doesn't teach any classes but controls the entire school. That's the principal's office. In Kubernetes, that's called the control plane. The control plane is the management brain of the cluster. It doesn't run your application, but it decides and manages things like where a class should happen, whether a class is missing, where more classes are needed, whether more classes are needed, whether something needs to be fixed, just like in a school. So remember this: your control plane is the management office of the cluster. More technically, the control plane is the part of Kubernetes that accepts requests, stores the desired state, decides where things should run, and constantly checks that reality matches what you asked for. Now let's walk inside the principal's office, inside the control plane. There are four main roles. Think of them as a different rooms in the management building. Let's go through them one by one. The first one, Kube API server. Think of it. The API server is like the front desk of the school. Every single request goes through here. kubectl, the dashboards, CI/CD systems, even other Kubernetes components. If you want to talk to the Kubernetes, you must talk to the API server. The API server does three big things. It authenticates you, that is, who are you? It authorizes you, are you allowed to do this? And it validates your request. Does this even make sense? If everything is okay, the API server accepts the request and records it. So remember, API server, the front door, and the gatekeeper of the Kubernetes. Next, etcd. Now every school has the records room, like students list, schedules, rules, and the history. In Kubernetes, that room is called etcd. etcd is the key value database that stores what pods should exist, what nodes should exist, what configs and secrets exist, and what the desired state of the cluster is. Kubernetes treats etcd as a source of truth. Here is an important idea. Kubernetes doesn't just care about what is running now. It cares about what should be running, and that should live in the etcd. So remember, etcd, the memory and the official record of the cluster. Next, the kube scheduler. Now imagine a new class needs a room. Someone in the principal office has to decide which building, which room, is there a space, is the room suitable. In Kubernetes, that role is the scheduler. When you create a pod, the pod is recorded in the etcd. It has no node assigned it. The scheduler looks at all available nodes. It checks resources, constraints, and rules, and picks the best node for the pod. It doesn't run the pod, it just decides where it should go. So remember, your scheduler decides the placement. Next, the controller manager. Now imagine supervisors walking around the schools with the checklist. They consistently check, do we have the right number of classes? Did a class disappear? Did a teacher leave? Did a student disappear? Is something missing? In Kubernetes, this is the controller manager. Controller work on a simple idea. Compare what you want versus what you have and fix the difference. For example, you want 3 replicas, but only 2 are running. Start one more. A pod crashed, create new one. A node disappeared, move the pods elsewhere. Each controller watches the cluster and pushes the reality towards the desired state. So remember, controller manager keeps the cluster in the correct state. Now let's see how they all work together. Let's walk through a simple example. You run kubectl apply -f app.yaml, and here's what happens. Your request goes to the API server, the front desk. The API server validates it and stores the desired state in the etcd, the records room. Then the scheduler sees the new pod needs home and picks a node. Then the controller keep watching and make sure the state stays correct. If something breaks, the controller steps in and fixes it. This loop runs constantly. Kubernetes is not one-time action system. It's continuous control system. Kubernetes work like this. You declare what you want. Kubernetes stores that in the etcd. The control plane continuously work to make reality match that. If reality drifts, Kubernetes pull it back. That's why Kubernetes is called a controlled system. So in school terms, API server is your front desk, etcd is your records room, scheduler is the class location office, controllers are the supervisors walking around fixing things. Together, they make sure school runs exactly the way it is supposed to. Hope you have understand how the Kubernetes control plane actually works. In the next video, we will leave the principal office and will get into the school's buildings. That is your worker nodes, where your application runs, and see how that works and function inside the Kubernetes. Stay tuned for the next video. If you like this video, please comment worker nodes and wait for the next video. Thank you.